Hello, everyone. I'm Mark.
And I'm Rob.
And today we're going to talk about the big win by the Indiana Fever, 83-78 over the New York Liberty, as Caitlin Clark got the first triple-double ever by a rookie. Welcome to Mark and Rob's Sports Showdown. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Please do so. We're going for 2,000 subscribers, only been around for 3 months, and hit that notification bell when you do. Rob, first ever by a rookie, and it was a comfortable triple-double.
Nice triple-double. I mean, the game, I'm watching, like I said, this is the second WNBA game I watched. I watched the previous one with the Chicago Sky in Seattle. It seems to me the play of the WNBA is really improved, and it showed this game. I mean, Caitlin Clark came out. I mean, she was hitting threes. The teams were playing well, and they're playing against a high-quality team with Liberty. And they had the lead, but you knew the Liberty was going to come back on them because of the players they have. I mean, and the Liberty did. But Indiana, they just hung in there. And the rotation, they played more players. I don't know. Maybe the coach is listening to our broadcast on our channel, and she's getting a clue, because before she has no clue. But I don't think that's going to save her job, though, still. But it was a great game, a great team. That's what I'm saying, Mark, a great team effort. They're playing as a team now.
It's true. And so, but just for sake of completeness, Clark had 19 points, 13 assists, and 12 rebounds. As you can see, that was an easy triple-double in terms of she was 2 over and 3 over in the hardest categories. Rob, she shot 7 for 17, but she started, and she was 3 for 12 at threes, but she started out 3 for 4. She missed her last 8 shots. And we'll talk about that. She also had 2 steals and only 4 turnovers. Now, 4 turnovers may sound like a lot, but not when you have 13 assists and you're handling the ball 100% of the time for 38 minutes, which is what she did. Now, I maintain it's probably better for her to play 34 or 35 minutes so her legs are fresher, because she likes to run. But be that as may, if she had played 34 or 35 minutes, they probably would have lost.
Well, she should have had 20 assists, Mark, and you know why. She should have 20 assists.
Yeah, they're still missing bunnies underneath the basket. That didn't change. But no. I didn't see them dropping her passes like they normally do. So I will say that.
Right.
And before I forget, there was one call by a ref with Mitchell going out of bounds, and her foot was close to the line, but not anywhere near it, really. And she jumped out of bounds and threw the ball back in, and the ref was literally 8 feet away.
Right.
Maybe 10 feet away. Either way, he was looking right at the play and got it wrong.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know, Rob. I'm not a ref, and I didn't get trained like you, but don't they train in a circumstance where anytime the person's near the line, the first thing you do is your eyes go towards the line so you can see whether they're out of bounds or not?
You look towards her foot. Yeah, it wasn't even close. I was like, what? I mean, I'm taking my glasses off, rubbing my eyes. I go, well, what is he seeing that I'm not seeing? It wasn't even close.
And that ref is familiar. I don't know which play he had with Caitlin Clark before, but he's made bad calls before. He shouldn't even be a ref in that league, Rob.
Yeah, that's terrible.
That's such an easy call. And then terrible. Coach Sides, of course, didn't challenge it because she doesn't challenge any of the right calls. No. And then she challenged a call later on a pick play that had less of a chance of being overturned.
Right.
Now it was, I don't think it was a foul. But I think she got cut. Lexi Hall got cut off at the last second. It should have been a play-on call.
Right.
And but she challenged that instead. So when she had an easy win on the other one, if she had just asked her assistant coaches to look at the monitor or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, Rob. I don't know what to say. The refs are awful in this league. I don't see how they can be so bad. It's not like we're talking about high school basketball. We're talking about professional. Yeah, they're not. It's not NBA, and it's maybe Division I. They pay a little bit more, but they
Mark, it's still professional. Yeah, it's still professional.
Right. It still should be a pretty high level of refs, but it's not. So
no, it's horrible.
Anyways, the triple double. If we weren't on a base 10, it wouldn't be a big deal. But it's still just look at the numbers: 13 assists and 12 rebounds. Those are just big numbers, whether it's a triple double or not. And she's had 4 double doubles out of the last 5 games. And doing it with assists is harder than doing it with rebounds, because I know Angel Reese is getting all this publicity for maybe 9 straight double doubles. But that's
Right.
easier to do. Rebounds when you're playing the front line, especially in this league with so many misses.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say.
I'm going to steal a line from another podcaster who said, getting the rebounds in the WNBA is like picking up sand at the beach.
It's true.
It's not that hard. There's a lot there to pick up.
It's
So
totally
anyways,
true.
but Angel Reese is leading the league in rebounding. So I'm not going to take that away from her because that's nobody else is doing it. But the rebounds aren't that hard in this league because there's so many misses, and especially when you're missing your own shots. So, anyways, so Caitlin Clark is putting up double-doubles in a harder category because getting 10 assists is harder than getting 10 rebounds. Yeah. Points are easy. Points, everybody knows points are easy.
Yeah,
but triple-double is even harder. So, anyways, but it's a great accomplishment. First time ever for a rookie.
Yeah, kudos to her. Also, Smith is starting to play well too. Besides Boston, Smith is playing really, really well. She's rebounding, and she actually made her free throws this time. She's 4 for 6 on free throws, which helped. Because if I was going to do Liberty, I was like, well, she was horrible last game. I would do like the Hack-a-Smith, the Hack-a-Shack, Hack-a-Smith, because she didn't make the free throws the last game. But she was 4 for 6. She's been really rebounding well. That helps.
Right. So they played well as a team, and we'll go over some stats, and we'll go over some other things after that. You notice there was a change in who plays how many minutes, Rob. She is no longer starting Wallace, and now she's down to 6 minutes a game.
Yep.
So the first question is, why did it take her 22 games to figure out Wallace is not as good as she thought she was? And second thing is you notice that Hall was there in the fourth quarter a lot. Why did it take her 22 games to figure that out? And why didn't Hall play any minutes the last game?
Well, the reason why, Mark, is because she doesn't watch our channel. She doesn't watch. That's the main reason why.
It is true we've been saying this since game 3 or 4, but so has everybody else been. So that's how bad. I mean, it's not like we're geniuses. This is how obvious it is. It is so obvious that Wallace and Samuelson are not good enough to be starters. I'm not saying they're bad players. I'm not saying they shouldn't get any minutes at all, but they're not good enough to be starters. And it's so crystal clear. It's mind-boggling that it took her 22 games to figure that out. Although she started Samuelson, but I think Temmie would have started, but she didn't play because her hand apparently. Yeah. So I think to give her, I'll cut her that break right there. Mm-hmm. But Wheeler only played like 6 or 7 minutes too, and she finally figured out that Wheeler and Clark can't be on the court at the same time. No. And I said that in game 4, and I really would have figured it out in game 1 or 2, but Mitchell barely played the first 2 games because she was coming back from an ankle injury. Mm-hmm. But I said that, and then you said, no, I would play Wheeler more minutes. I would play I'm going to say I had that, Rob. I had that. Wheeler
you can give me that told you so. Yes, you can give me I told you so.
Because I did. I said that right at the beginning of the season. Wheeler and Clark cannot be on the court at the same time. It just doesn't work. Right. Wheeler's fine for the 5 to 6 minutes that you're not going to play Clark, which I maintain that's a proper number of minutes to play her, so she's a little bit fresher. Mm-hmm. And again, they've got to close the quarters out better. You notice what happened when she went out at the end of the first quarter. And good teams, as you know, good teams do that, right, Rob? They close out quarters well, and they begin quarters well. For some reason, that's a key to good teams. Yeah. You saw what happened? And again, I said this in game 3 or 4, just like how they gave Michael Jordan his playing time. You play the entire first quarter. I'm going to repeat this one more time because she doesn't get it. Then you get a 4-minute break between the quarter. That's how much time there is between quarters. And then she gets to rest on the bench for 3 minutes, which is really not 3 minutes. It's more like 5 or 6 minutes. That's like 9 minutes straight. And that's a really nice rest that you're really refreshed. And she does the same thing again the second half. Play the whole third quarter, rest her for 2 minutes at the beginning of the fourth quarter. She gets the same type of rest. She's really fresh for the push down at the end of the fourth quarter. And it works out perfect. That's what they do with star players in the NBA. Now, it's a 40-minute game, so you're going to have fewer minutes that you're going to be sitting. But it's the same exact concept. You agree with that, Rob?
Right, yeah. No, I agree, yeah. And plus, like I said, she played more players. Even if it's for, like you said, 5 or 6 minutes, the subs came in, give the players a break, and then have them come back in. That's what she finally figured out what to do. Because like you said, because to end out the quarter, or that's what was killing them was the fourth quarter. They would come back, or they had the lead, and then you bring the players, and then they're tired. You could tell they're tired.
Well, they had one game where she sat her out for like Clark for 5 minutes in the middle of the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
Like,
that was idiotic.
You sit her out at the end of the third or the beginning of the fourth. But I maintain what I just said is the best way. She still hasn't figured that out yet.
Yeah.
Because they don't close quarters well. And you need Clark in there to make sure they close quarters. So I think it's more important that she's there to the end of the quarter.
Right.
And I don't know, Rob. I don't know why this is not done. She's got assistant coaches that could recommend things like this to her. So she probably doesn't listen because I'm sure isn't there like 4 assistant coaches on a team? I'm sure one of them knows this.
I mean, I've been an assistant coach with high school varsity. Like I said, varsity and junior varsity for men's. And I'll tell the coach that to come down. I go, Coach, they're playing a 1-3-1 defense. Or Coach, they're playing this kind of defense. And then he adjusts and does the offense. Or Coach, we should try this here. I think or I would even say, hey, Clark's tired. Coach, you might want to take her out.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Either they don't know this obvious thing, or she doesn't listen to him because she's stubborn.
Yeah.
Or her ego's too big. I don't know. But I'm telling you, that's the way to do Caitlin Clark's substitution. I am 100% convinced that I'm right on this. And so far, no one can give me a good reason why not to do it that way.
Why not? Yeah, why not?
So she still hasn't figured that out, Rob. But she did figure out not to start Wallace anymore and to play Hall more. I'll give her credit for that. And not to play Wheeler so much. Look at Dantas played only 7 minutes, but she was 3 for 3 and 7 points, and she was important. She played fine, didn't seem to be a liability, although she didn't get any rebounds. But when you only play 7 minutes, sometimes that happens.
I've been there. Yeah, it's kind of hard.
But it was good that she was there because of Feg Bingley was injured. And so again, I didn't have a problem with them activating her. I had a problem with activating her and not releasing Saxton for Celeste Taylor. Because Saxton isn't playing all year. What's the point of keeping her on the roster? They didn't need it if they were activating Dantas, and Fig Bentley was coming back from an injury. So they didn't need that other forward. They had plenty of depth.
Right.
So
I mean, with the game, we're going to go with Clark. She wasn't that good in the third quarter. She was kind of faded out. But what impressed me, finally, I think a little light bulb went off in her head. She wasn't hitting her 3-pointers. They weren't going down. So she finally figured out, gee, maybe I should dribble in and shoot that mid-range game. She had an 11-foot shot. Then she got a 5-foot shot.
Right.
I'm like, oh, finally, you got it now. There you go. There you go. If you're not hitting your threes, get a little closer. You can hit those shots. You're a great shooter. Dribble in, shoot that off the pick and roll. So I'm like, I said, if she gets this, she's going to be, the team's going to be in trouble if she gets that mid-range game going.
Right. She got 2 shots that weren't layups or 3-point shots, and one was a turnaround. Mm-hmm. And I told you she practices the mid-range shots. She just doesn't take them in the game because she was just obsessed with threes when she was in college because they were so effective. And the layups to the right-hand side. No teardrop this game, but she had one a couple games ago. So she's working on her game, and I think it won't be long before she develops an all-around offensive game. And that'll shut up all the haters, I'm sure. And again, the turnovers was down to 4, which is a good for 13 assists. And she didn't force it as much.
No.
It's good.
But she's letting the game come to her. She's, like I said, she's starting to get it, and she's letting the game come to her instead of forcing. Because she was kind of forcing the issue a little bit. Like I said, even forcing up threes and forcing the passes in there. That's why her turnovers were up. But now she's kind of getting it. She's like, okay, this is what I have to do for my game, which is great. That's what you do during the season. You improve. And if she starts doing those little pull-ups, turnarounds in the mid-range game, she's going to be unstoppable.
She is unstoppable, Rob, in some ways right now. She is the best floor general in the WNBA, and it's 100% clear. She's the best point guard in the WNBA right now because Josiah Gray is not back from that injury, Rob. Yeah. You saw the Las Vegas Aces game the other day. She's a shell of what people say she's capable of. Mm-hmm. The bottom line is she's not playing well since she's come back. Mm-hmm. Maybe she came back too early. But Caitlin Clark is the best point guard and the best floor general in the WNBA. And I maintain she will go down as the best point guard in WNBA history. And there's little doubt in my mind at this point, Rob. And I've been saying that. Since she was in college, and everybody said I was overrating her, and I don't think so. But Rob,
No, I don't think so. Like I said, I mean, and her because she gets rebounds, and she like a Magic. She's like a Magic Johnson type thing. She gets a rebound. First thing she does, looks up the courts, and she's got her vision's like like you have peripheral vision, but she's got like a whole V wide vision of the court, and she can see her players. And that's what she was doing in college, hitting them with long bombs or dribbling past half court, and the person is near the basket. She does a laser pass to them for a layup or a jump shot.
Yeah, Rob, people say, "Oh, well, that I'm sorry. Are you finished?
Oh, you're good. No, you're good. You're finished.
Okay, sorry. People are saying that she's making these hard passes to people. There's a lot of zip on them, and they're not catching them. And some people are saying, well, maybe she ought to adjust and throw them softer. I go, no, that's really not a good idea because then they'll never learn because these passes are high reward passes, and they need to learn to handle them. If the Iowa players could handle them, true, they had more time to do it. They can do it in the WNBA because these players are supposedly the best and better athletes. And I believe they have to be. There's just no other way possible. I mean, some of them are a little bit taller. Sometimes people don't make it because they're not tall enough, but they're better athletes. So there's no reason they can't figure this out and start catching them. Mind-boggling about Mitchell since she's the best athlete in the team. But we've gone over this.
And did you notice, despite the way the coach is, you notice the attitude of the players, which is also, like I said, we had a video about mental aspect of the game. You can see the mental aspect of the players. And even Clark, she seems to be having a little more fun. She's doing her thing, and she's enjoying the game. And then actually that travels over to us fans watching it. You can see, wow, they're really they're playing hard. They're really enjoying the game.
Yeah, and Rob, I mean, I think they're all having more confidence. I mean, even Mitchell got 2 assists and passed a little bit.
Yeah.
By the way, so Boston, by the way, I should give her a prop. She shot 8 for 12 from the field, and she had a nice game. She had 8 rebounds too, and a steal and 2 blocks. She played some good defense and 18 points. And Smith had a pretty good game. Her defense was better. She had 11 rebounds. And Rob, that was one of the keys, right? I mean, they had 41 rebounds by the Indiana Fever, and they out-rebounded them by 10 rebounds, New York Liberty. I think that was one of the keys to the game. 41-31 in rebounding. Samuelson, she didn't do much. She didn't get in the way or anything, but she didn't do much. She's just not a great player, Rob. If she hits the 3 and she comes off the bench, great. That's what I would use her for.
Yeah, that's her thing. That's just her. Like I said, in all the teams, there's role players. So she comes in and if she's hot, she can hit the 3 and maybe get a couple of rebounds, whatever. But she's kind of like their offensive spark off the bench, I guess.
Right.
But I mean, overall, no, she's not that great a player.
And Hall had a nice reverse layup, and she scored 6 points for them. She's a good defender. She's not DJ Carrington, but she's a good defender, and she hustles, and she got those long, lanky arms, and she got 19 minutes. And I think she played well. And Mitchell, she didn't shoot well, but she hustled out there this game, and she seemed to play as a teammate better, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That they're starting to get confidence and getting used to Clark and getting used to each other. Boston, I was reading an article with this guy from actually ESPN, Kevin Pelton, and he was saying I should have recognized it. In college, she was strictly just a post-up player. So she had to learn how to do the pick and roll with what she's doing now. And now, also the pick and roll is helping with the trap off of Clark. So that's gone, they're not trapping Clark as much anymore, as you see.
Right. I think they played good defense on Brianna Stewart. She shot 3 for 11 and only had 14 points. Sabrina Ionescu had a pretty good game, 22 points. She was 9 for 23, 4 for 13 from threes, and had 4 assists.
I watched your live broadcast, and you said, and then when she hit that 31-foot 3-pointer, you were like, "Oh, are they gonna guard her?"
Well, she was back from the 3-point line, but it didn't matter. You don't ever leave her open.
No.
And Lainey Hamilton always does a nice job on Clark, but Clark didn't explode for points. Clark wasn't wide open on all his shots. And she had a nice game, though. She was 8 for 14. and 4 for 10 for 3.
Yeah.
She had a nice game. But Brianna Stewart seems to get the calls when she drives to the basket or shoots. Now, she got 4 fouls against her, but she seems to get the calls, the benefit of the superstar calls. That's just my impression in that game yesterday. I didn't think all the calls that she got that were fouls. But, like, again, they didn't show the replays, so it's really hard for me to tell. That was just my impression.
Yeah, she's getting the superstar calls. I agree with you.
But the refs suck anyway, so it doesn't matter. They just could be wrong because they're wrong, not because they're giving her superstar calls.
Yeah, if you replays,
you don't know what I'm doing.
The replays of this show just how bad the referees are. That's all the show. Just a very well played game by the Fever. We seem to be getting more confidence against teams that are better than them. Even with the Aces, they were right in the game. But I mean, they beat a Liberty team that's the best team in the league. So that'll definitely give you confidence as a team and going towards the playoffs. They're going to need that.
I agree, Rob. That you mentioned confidence twice. I think that's a huge thing for right now. I mean, how much of a bigger win can that be, being the team that's in first place right now? Right. So hopefully that'll carry over. Right now, they're in the playoffs by half a game, but they're behind the Chicago Sky by half a game. And we all know that the Rookie of the Year race is determined by who has a better record, according to
that. I was just going to say that.
They need to get into 7th place. They don't need to just make the playoffs. They need to get into 7th place ahead of the Chicago Sky. It's a huge win. And I think right now, Caitlin Clark, if she had a better coach, I would put her in the MVP consideration for this league. I'm not going to do that now with their record and the fact that she's been inconsistent. But she's playing so well right now. If she had a better coach and maybe if the defense against her wasn't so extreme, I think right now she would be an MVP candidate, like someone that you would vote in the top 5.
Right.
Because when you vote for MVP, it's not just one vote. If you don't know this, if you're new to basketball, you can vote for 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, or 5th. You fill out all 5, your top 5 choices. That's the way they do it in the NBA. I believe I looked at it last week. That's the way they do it in the WNBA also. Okay. So I think she's one of the top 10 players in the league right now. All right. So anyways, let us know what you think and give us your opinion on the game and Caitlin Clark's play and Rookie of the Year debate. Let us know what you think about that, because I think that's going to be the biggest debate in sports history, I think.
I think so.
Not even an MVP award. It's a Rookie of the Year award.
Rookie of the Year. It's like
Caitlin Clark is. And, of course, Angel Reese, because she's playing real well.
Right.
But it's still 75-25 in terms of everything in that. Anyways, all right. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so and hit that notification bell when you do, because you get notified of our next videos. And if you want to make intelligent, non-insulting comments, feel free to do so underneath. And hit the like button if you like this video. And Rob, we got a live show. Today's Sunday, July 7th. So our next live show is Monday, July 8th, which is tomorrow. If you're listening to this today, it's 6 to 8. Rob will be there. He missed last Monday. And we're going to follow the Olympics 2 to 5 from July 27th to August 10th. That's going to be Eastern time, and it's PM, obviously, because it's prime time in Paris, and that's when all the marquee events are. And we're going to do a live simulcast for the game again, and it's this Wednesday at noon. We had like a decent number of listeners for the last game. And it was really enjoyable to be watching it with other people, even though they weren't in the same room with me, when they had that comeback in the 4th quarter and won the game. So it was really cool. All right, so please join us for that. And
you even had a donation from Mr. Terrible. That was pretty cool.
Mr. Terrible donated. Yeah, if you want to donate to our channel, you can see in the lower right-hand corner underneath the video, there's a little box with a $sign. It's called Super Thanks or Super Chat. And you can donate to our channel either on our videos or when you watch us do any kind of live broadcast, because that's how we make extra money. Because we don't make a lot in the commercials they put in. No. YouTube takes 45%. Anyways, we appreciate your support, by the way, and you're making great comments.
Yes, appreciate it.
And we'll see you in the next video.
All right. Peace out.